Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn about the circulation of blood. Before learning it, I've already made a video of the structure of heart, and there's a revision section also I have put over here. So let us understand a little bit of this now. Superior vena cava is to bring deoxygenated blood, means carbon dioxide filled with blood from the head to the heart region. And we have this inferior vena cava bringing deoxygenated blood, means carbon dioxide filled with blood from toe to the heart region. Okay, so let us start the circulation of blood. It's very simple. I've made the diagram so simple that it's so easy for you to understand this. So let us understand now. First one, we'll start with this now. We have already done the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. So what do they do now? Now, deoxygenated blood from the vena cava. Deoxygenated means carbon dioxide filled blood. Means from the vena cava, that is the anterior that we have done from the top portion, from the head to the heart region, and below we have already done, that is inferior vena cava. All right, from toe to heart. So inferior anterior vena cava, and also known as another anterior vena cava, it's okay. And we have just mentioned inferior vena cava, it is also known as posterior vena cava. Okay, from toe to the heart. The deoxygenated blood flows to the right atrium. Understand this, simple. From the right atrium, the blood passes through a flap-like structure. Okay, the main function of this valve is to prevent the backflow of blood. Once the blood enters, it's like flap. Once the blood enters, then it closes. So in order to prevent the backflow of blood, so it is the tricuspid valves. Once the blood enters the right atrium, then it passes through tricuspid valves. All right, now this closes, and the main function of this valve is to prevent the backflow of blood. The blood, after passing through the valves, enters the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood from here is picked up by pulmonary artery. But this pulmonary artery, to be picked up, they also have a valve known as pulmonary valve. They have a pulmonary valve over here. Okay. Again, the function of the valve is to prevent the backflow of blood. Once the blood enters, it closes. So in order to prevent the backflow of blood through the pulmonary artery, all right, this blood, deoxygenated blood, moves to the lungs for oxygenation. All right, so it has to pass to the oxygenation. So the pulmonary artery, all right, after it moves to the lungs for oxygenation. Okay, so from pulmonary artery it moves for oxygenation. Then once it reaches the lungs, all right, once after the oxygenation, the blood again flows. Blood will flow again from the pulmonary vein, all right, to the left auricle or left atrium. All right, now from here, deoxygenated blood, once again from here, it passes through tricuspid valve, it passes to right ventricle. Over there also you have a valve that is known as pulmonary valve. From here it passes deoxygenated, from there it passes to the lungs. All right, from there lungs for oxygenation of blood. From here, after the oxygenation of blood, again the blood flows from the pulmonary vein to the left auricle. Now the oxygenated blood now again, once it reaches to the left auricle, again it has to pass through this valve. The name of the valve is bicuspid valve. The main function of the valve is to prevent backflow of blood. Then after this, the oxygenated blood passes through the left ventricle. All right, and I have given a name for this, left atrioventricular valve, another name for this, and for this right ventricle, right atrioventricular valve. All right, now from the left ventricle, the blood is picked up by the largest vein, that is the aorta. Now from there, all right, once again there is another valve that is known as aortic valve, and from this aorta the oxygenated blood is supplied to the body. It is supplied to the body, and from the body back to the same stage. From the body, all right, it is supplied to the body. Oxygenated blood is supplied to the body, and once again from the body, that is deoxygenated blood will come from the head to the heart, and from toe to the heart again the circulation will start. Deoxygenated blood will move from here to the lungs, and for the lungs oxygenated from the left auricle, ventricle, aorta to the body, and this circulation keeps on going. And sometimes it is also known as double circulation because the blood enters twice to the heart. Okay,